Hello, and welcome back to this channel. Today's going to be a very fun informational plant tour. We're going to be going over to the aquaponics first, then going throughout the entire other setup, and then I'm going to talk about a lot more other things with Go Forth Produce and a lot of other stuff I'm trying to figure out really quick. So before we do go ahead and start today's video, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you're not miss every video, and please like this video. Let's go ahead and start today's video. So aquaponics, those are doing pretty good. So if you guys saw my video I posted yesterday, I was actually kind of thinking, and I don't even know how I thought this could be possible, or a possible thing going on, was too much air. Now, I think something that made me realize this was because all these plants are doing pretty good, but what I realized was all of them had an okay root structure, but the ones against the bubbles had the worst roots, and they looked extremely weak and had no root structure. So I knew it was doing that, but for some reason I never really put the pieces together and realized that wonder if that could be a possible thing. Because the nutrients balance, I think it's fine. The plant should do better, but I really do need to clean out water eventually today. I have a lot going on later today, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today. I'll probably just have to do it tomorrow really quick. But I'll be talking about some plans with that really quick too later on in today's video. Basil, I do feel like ever since I turned off the water, it's become a little bit greener, so that's pretty good. I do think since the air might have damaged the root structures on these, it might take a little bit of some more time to kind of recover from that. But I think with that, it should take about 2-3 days before they really start to fully recover. Yeah, I do feel like they look a lot greener, which is interesting. So that's pretty good. And then oak leaf. Okay, that looks pretty bad. Tango. Okay, that looks all right. More tango. Yeah, we're just gonna not talk about tango today. Ruby lettuce. All of the lettuce has really gone bad. That root structure looks pretty good, but those leaves probably look the worst. And then butter crunch, that looks the worst. And grand lettuce, that looks the worst too. All of them look pretty bad, but we'll just see how stuff goes over time. Fish are doing really, really well. Water quality it's getting more dirty. Definitely less clear. You can see they're all kind of huddled up on the corner wanting some food, so I'll have to feed them in a second, but all of these are doing really, really well too. I'm trying to get the space more ready for planting a lot of stuff, so I'm trying to stall a little bit while stuff is growing, and then I could kind of move stuff around with stuff being a lot bigger. So like, just whatever happens. I'll kind of figure stuff out as it goes by, but if stuff doesn't germinate, I'll probably get rid of it. The blueberries right there, I'll probably get rid of soon. I'm gonna let stuff grow a lot more, and I already have one shelf area cleaned off, ready for anything next. And then the tomatoes are making a lot of progress. I might get rid of them, I might not. I need to figure it out a little bit more, but I do think that area would be good. I think all I need is going to be about 3 or 4 shelves to do everything else, because I need to. So I'm going to do a lot of other plants exactly like this right here. And so pretty much what I'm saying there is like, I'm going to do, I'm trying to find the basil, lettuce, just all sorts of stuff, mint. Let's just go over here. We got a lot of stuff over here, so like a lot of stuff you see right here, like parsley's gonna go in those pots, and it's gonna be kind of bundled up on the top, and then it'll be put in soil, and then that's the plan there. So very, very excited about that, and I'm hoping to have everything outside in about 2 weeks. Just going through everything. We have a lot of flowers, so I'm going to do flowers first. We have marigolds, California poppy seeds, cosmos, and golden daisies. Looks like we have cosmos starting, and looks like the poppy seeds have already started. Going down here, we have a lot going on right here. We have marigolds and 2 types of zinnias, and all of those are doing really well. And then right here, we have a lot of different varieties of stuff. We have cosmos, those are really doing well. Aster, those are starting to come up. Impatiens, those are starting to come up too, 4 o'clock, same with those. Cypress a little bit, and the Snapdragon a lot there, and I'm very, very excited about that. Then I'm so excited about this, and I'll be talking about that in a second, but you know what, let's just talk about strawberries now. Now, if you guys have been on the topic of just my business plan where I really want to open up a business in 2 years, one of the main plants I really want to grow is strawberries. And throughout the next few, like for the next year or two, I really want to test stuff and try to find that perfect setup. I'm looking forward to grow stuff and really produce a lot of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. I'm hoping to have these pots. I'm going to have huge, taller shelves about up to here where there's another shelf. I'll lower the grow lights pretty significantly on these shelves. It'll be a little bit smaller where stuff could really love that area a lot more. So I probably could have done 3 where one's right here, another one's in the middle, and another one's right there. But it looks like they're already starting to grow. They already have new leaves starting to get ready. And I do think this will be a lot better because there's a lot more perlite in this. About, well, I doubled the amount that I have in my main mix right now, so that's exciting. Going down here, I have a little bit going on. I think it'll just take time, and I'm going to pretty much completely stop watering these and let them just do their thing. I might consider putting these in front of a window so they can have pure sunlight, and maybe those will start to do really well. I can't guarantee it. Yeah. So I might consider doing that very, very soon and moving them to more of a different area. I have a ton of strawberry plants. I probably have about 500 in just different areas. I have more right there. I have more up there. I have more down there. And then I have more upstairs in front of a window growing. And I'm trying that as a hydroponic way and seeing if those can really do well. And so far, those results are coming back better than I ever thought they would do. So these are doing all right. So far I'm noticing one doing pretty good. I'm not really noticing anything else growing, so that's really disappointing. And yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens. If it doesn't grow, then it doesn't grow. If it does grow, then yay. Cherry tomatoes, those are starting, so that's exciting. Then spring tomatoes are also starting. Then I have red, green, and yellow peppers, and those have not started yet. Going over here, I have strawberries. Those are doing pretty well, but I don't really know why they're turning red. Then I have rosemary germinating and lavender. Going up, I have blueberries and strawberries. The strawberry soil is still very, very wet, and I probably should have done a lot more perlite in these. That's going to be a huge my bad on that part. And I think that must be why none of them are really growing that well, because the strawberries need really just much better drainage. And that's really what I'm working on here, trying to get the best drainage as possible, trying to get that perfect mix. So very, very excited about that. And we'll just see how stuff does, but there's a lot more perlite under. I put a little bit of some coconut coir on top to kind of prevent bugs from hatching a little bit more, but we'll just see how that goes. I'm going to let these try to germinate for a few more days because so far they're not germinating as well as I originally hoped. So I'm gonna pretty much do what I'm doing right there. I'm gonna take the covers off, not water them hardly, and then just let them grow. And then once they're big enough to be transplanted, I'll transplant them in probably the same exact pots, but with a lot more soil probably for now. But we'll just see how those do. Going down, we have even more flowers. These flowers are probably something I could get rid of to make more room. California poppy seeds and cosmos. Both of those, I really don't know why they are in here. I think I originally put them in just because, well, I didn't really have any flowers in here, and now I'm growing a lot of flowers. Then I have a bunch of onions, and then I have a lot of rosemary. Those are doing very, very well. Once I actually kind of cut one of these, the entire room smells like celery. I did that yesterday to kind of do some testing with the leaves and see how they work a little bit more and just learn more about that particular plant. And that was really, really cool because really I've never worked with it that way before. So that was interesting. Turning around, I have a pea plant right here. This one is very, very cool. I've actually noticed it blooming a little bit. Nothing currently. So that's a little bit disappointing, but I think it will eventually start blooming. I'm trying to look as much as possible to see if I do see any blooms. Let me know if you guys are seeing any blooms, but yeah, maybe a little bit, possibly. They're just really stuck to that grow light. Wow. Okay, well, those are doing really good. Over here, I'm growing some stuff, some hydroponic ways, tomatoes and strawberries. The strawberries aren't doing very, very well, but the tomatoes are really starting to thrive. These are the big boy tomato plants. These are, well, they're big tomato plants, but they also produce small tomatoes, so they're a cherry tomato plant. So I probably should have ordered like a dwarf one or something because, well, this area isn't really designed for what I'm planning to grow right there. So, yeah. Then over here, I have two types of blueberry plants, blue ray and blue crop. I have broccoli, and then I have dill and mustard. Everything in here is starting to do very, very well, and there's always a new day for something new going on. So I'm very, very excited for all of that. Also, I do want to turn around and show you guys the ecosystem. The ecosystem is doing pretty well. It's really starting to thrive. I really need to go up to the store and pick up some other stuff that could help with like water quality and just try to add more life into this, because I've sadly had a few shrimp not make it. And well, what's really disappointing is when they don't make it, they're ghost shrimp, so I can't see them, so I don't know if they're really not there. So I see one so far. They hide incredibly well. There's usually a lot in the back wall back there. There's always one back here. If the camera can even zoom in, you can see one right there. There's another one back there. And then the snails right there, I don't see really much left. So that's interesting, but they always hide very, very well. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and feed the fish really quickly, and then I'll see you guys in a second when I start talking about Go Forth Produce. So the past few days, especially the last 3 days, I've been doing a ton of research to find what I would have to do and just the best setup that could be the best for this room. So I'm thinking I'm either gonna have 3 or 4 against the, well, 3 or 4 aquaponic setups a little bit closer to the wall. The Bowflex right there would probably be moved over here, and then I would probably have a giant storage shelf right here. I'm still really planning stuff out, but there's a lot of planning to go into it. And a lot of stuff back there will be cleaned. You've probably been wondering what all those things are. And yeah, so a lot of these have done really, really well, and I really do want to have a lot of these plants in this setup. I'm trying to find as many ways I can save money on costs as possible. So I'm gonna be ordering a lot of stuff on Black Friday, this upcoming Black Friday. It'll take around probably 3 to 4 months to plan everything out. It'll probably take 2 months to build everything, because I have to build everything while this setup is still working full time. This setup will be eventually changed, but I'm gonna start really working on a lot of this, and I'm gonna double the size of the fish tank, where it's a lot bigger. I'm also gonna be doing some massive renovations to it, and this fish tank, this bin right there, won't be the next fish tank. I'll get an actual one with just like the ecosystem fish tank, just something really, really nice. And I won't have anything on the bottom of that fish tank except kind of weighed down plants. So I'll kind of put like a bag, and then I'll tie the plant to it, and then it'll just kind of sink to the bottom there. So with that, it gives me the option to really clean the bottom of the fish tank as best as possible, to make the water quality as good as possible, and to make the fish really happy. A lot of these boxes will be used very, very soon for legume investing. So those won't be around very much longer. And I'm really starting to work on names too. So I'm thinking Go Forth Produce is probably the name I'm leaning towards the most. And then I'm really trying to design a lot of stuff for that room right there. And then that room will probably be the first thing to go into that construction. And then everything will be growing for a long time. And then I'll officially announce the business around locally. And while I'm building everything, I'll be getting permits, getting the space inspected, a huge mess of stuff. But I'm also looking at solar panels. So I did not realize that. So here's what I'm saying. Like, I've always wanted to do solar panels. I've never really looked into it, so I didn't know much about the solar panel market besides you can just go on like EcoFlow and buy like that type of stuff. So I'm trying to work on as many ways as possible where I can basically produce my own power, where I don't have to just have like $10,000 in like electricity bills every month, which is unrealistic but possible eventually. So a lot of this stuff, a lot of the setup will be the same. Like the grow lights you can see right here, I'm hoping to most likely have a big part of the room and set up using that. I can design each shelf differently for either microgreens, bigger plants like what we have over here, or like strawberry plants, or just flowers, all sorts of stuff that I could grow in that room that the shelves would be designed to accommodate for. So I'm going to be doing a lot of work with that. I'm also going to be working on a lot of nutrients and giving that to the root structure. So a lot of really cool stuff, but I'm really hoping to keep this particular setup. Some of the shelves will go into the germination room right there. So I can germinate stuff while stuff is really doing well. Well, before stuff goes like out onto the aquaponics, those shelves would be used for that occasion. And I'd probably use the grow lights for something else. But I'm hoping to just have a really cool space in here. And I'm hoping to, once everything starts to grow, I'm hoping to get a lot of cool pictures where I can have stuff hanging on the wall where it shows like the name of the business and like some cool like business artwork. So I have a lot of ideas to try to just make this do as good as possible. So I really want to hear your guys' opinions. I'm going to be doing a lot of work with just growing stuff different ways too. So like while I'm growing a ton of stuff in there, I'll also be testing like crazy, working with stuff in here, like small scale, like kind of how I'm working with like the strawberries, small scale. If those do good, then I'll bring it up big scale, and then probably 20 of those pots will go into the other room and start growing, producing a ton of strawberries. But I'm hoping strawberries can be one of my main products because number one, they're extremely tasty and they're extremely popular. And to be honest, I don't really know many people that don't like strawberries. So I think that's one reason why I'll probably be growing mostly strawberries. Plus, I have a lot of, I really worked with strawberries for quite some time now. So I do think I've learned a lot of things that can be very, very important for me once I do start that area. But for probably a month or two, once they are growing, they'll be taking a lot of the nutrients out of the soil. So once they do start growing a lot more, I'll have to start giving them nutrients, which is fine, but that'll be something new to really work with. I'm really excited to really start featuring a lot of stuff into this garden. I'm still hoping to have a lot of stuff growing outside while this business is going on too. So I'll kind of have a big indoor garden growing stuff 24/7. And then I'll have the seasonal garden outside growing a ton of tomatoes, peppers, just your usual plants you really don't see growing outside, like pumpkins or like a melon field, just bigger plants, I guess. So I think I pretty much talked about everything else, and I'm still really working on this idea. A lot of the stuff I talked about in today's video might be changed, or most likely will be changed. So I'm still working on a lot of stuff, and I'm really hoping to still do this later on and really expand this setup and just I'm still trying to figure out how I can sell locally, like the produce side, like all the strawberries. But I'm also working on how I can sell like seasoning to you guys all around the world, which I think could be a little bit complicated. I don't really know how Shopify exactly works. Maybe I could do a setting where like these products are for local people only, and then like this selection of produce and seasoning is for everyone around that area. So I really want to hear your guys' opinions, and I'm still trying to work on a pretty good setup for this, and still saving up. This setup will cost a lot more than like when I built this one, because I want everything to be perfect the first time. So I'll be spending a little bit of some extra money on some stuff, and yeah. So this is going to end the video. If you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the notification on also you not miss a video, and please like this video. Thank you all so incredibly much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when we post next. Peace.